Let's talk about Ironheart. Can we
Yeah,
talk
let's get
about
into that.
Ironheart?
I haven't actually seen it, but like, I kind of know Ironheart like as a character.
Dude, I saw that trailer, and then I watched a video about it too. That is okay. I'm just gonna do a hot take. I doubt this is a hot take with this group here, but the fact that they are trying to run off the coattails of Iron Man itself is just, I hate that. I hate it, man. I
Well, they're
hate it
saying
so
if you don't
much.
like this, you're racist now.
Of course they are.
Of course,
they are.
of course.
You're
Were we
racist.
expecting anything less? Like, seriously, if you don't like this, remember when we first saw this character and they had cornrows in their in the suit? It's like, this is the craziest DEI character I think I've ever seen.
What would they say if you don't like Ironheart and you don't like War Machine?
Yeah, isn't that funny?
No, the thing is like, why the hell did like War Machine not get a show? Like
Here's the thing, and you know what's always pissed me off about this, because Riri is a dog shit character. She's always been a dog shit character. If you had just given Rhodey the mantle of Iron Man, nobody would have cared, because that makes sense. As his friend, it's always been his buddy.
Well,
like, that dude's the next in line to be Iron Man. In fact, he was Iron Man for a minute in the comics at one point. But
I've already fixed it anyway and still kept it as Ironheart. It's real simple. You just don't make her a piece of shit, right? You have
that would work too. Yeah.
Well, here's how you do it. You know how Robert Downey Jr. goes around to the children's hospitals and he gives out like prosthetic arms and stuff like that to kids in the guise of Tony Stark. Well, you just actually have that as part of the story where Tony Stark goes around giving kids Stark technology, you know, limbs and stuff like that. And this little girl comes up, tugs on his shirt and says, "Mr. Stark, do you have a new heart in your magic box for me? Because my heart don't work right." So he breaks down, he goes home and makes her a heart just like his with the reactor and everything in it. Sends her to college. You jump years ahead after Endgame, after Tony's gone, and a big crate comes to her front yard. And inside is this big, huge suit, and it says, "You are my Ironheart," inscribed inside of it.
Excuse me, sir.
You got it all planned out.
Didn't that happen in Iron Man 3 with, I mean, not particularly like that, but like with that little boy?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of did.
Yeah, it did.
And also, Riri Williams steals
That little kid didn't need a new heart,
that
though.
takes away from her stealing the stuff.
Yeah, she stole everything. Remember?
Okay,
Speaking
but
of successor, why didn't the little kid become his successor? That was always my issue too with Iron Man 3 and then going forward. Like, why was he?
He was even there at his funeral.
Yeah, I know.
Should've
Like,
been
why didn't they
Rhodey.
use? No,
Well,
if
I
they
always thought that Pepper Potts was going to sort of half take over because of what happened in Endgame.
that would have been fine too. I would have been kind of fine with that too. But the fact that they just made a completely new character, it's like, no, why?
But also,
shit.
Gwyneth
Hold on.
Paltrow would never, she would never agree to doing a 6-episode.
John Q. Ghost with a $50 super sticker. I wish they would show it on the thing.
It's a big monster destroying a city, like almost like a King Kong.
But he's
or
celebrating
Godzilla.
with women flags.
Yeah.
He's excited.
But also,
Thank you.
the biggest
Thank you.
problem, the biggest problem with this trailer and just with the character in general, is not just the TV show, it's the comic book too. Is
I'll be right back.
Riri Williams doesn't want to be a hero. She just wants to be famous, right? Like she wants to be iconic, right?
Make
Which they
something
say
iconic.
over and over in the trailer. Nothing about her is heroic, right?
It's a
I
very
don't-
Gen Z like frame of mind.
right, everything is about her
Yeah.
being black, right? Like, I guarantee you, the whole show will be about her.
Well, not just that.
Celebrating her blackness and owning her blackness, and
Not just the blackness part, but notice I
her
got
blackness
major
will fuel the iron suit, right?
well,
Like,
Dante, like I got major Mikey Spock vibes from this. Okay, like for those who don't know what I'm talking about the character Michael Burnham from Star Trek Discovery. Because in every single scene, it's always they're talking about how important she is, how smart she is, how she's always being repressed in some way or the other. You know, and nobody's allowing her to show her true, you know, potential. And that's every other scene in this trailer. Is now you're finally going to get to show them how good you are, how smart you are, and all this crap. Like if you really watch it and pay attention to it, that's what every scene is talking about how smart and great she is.
She's a genius.
Well,
She's
it
a
almost
fucking genius,
but
exactly.
it
Oh, no.
almost seems like the entire thing is an immediate shortcut. Like even the opening scene to this trailer, I know we haven't watched a second of it yet, but the opening scene to this trailer when she's in the elevator and she's got to, basically get the breath mask, and she just basically doesn't do that and finds her way out of that. It's
just
like a
opens it.
shortcut. It's a complete shortcut to basically get the character to where they need to be. Where you look at the character of Iron Man, right? And Iron Man 1, and how he sort of realized that his weapons are being sort of sold to both sides, so to speak, and his dilemma with that, his morals with that, everything to do with that, and then him creating the Iron Man suit. It is completely different in regards to the way that they write the character and bring them into the story. You could bring this character into the story. The problem is that the way that they've shoved this character into the story and into your faces to basically say, hang on a second, this black female character has to be the smartest, most creative person, wants to make something iconic, which looks exactly like the same thing as the Iron Man suit. How is that iconic? Like, that's the issue with this, and it's just thrown in your face. And that's why it took them so long to release this series as well.
It's the way
Right,
they
because the
market
series
this
was,
character.
I think it was done shooting in like 2022, right? Like at the end
Yeah,
of
it's like
2022.
almost 3 years old. As
Yeah,
far as I
it's
know,
been
they
like
shot it
3
either right
years, and it
before
has
or
got-
right after
It was
Wakanda
originally
Forever.
supposed to release alongside Agatha. They were supposed to release like almost back to back with Agatha all along, and it got pushed to this year.
It's because they
But-
knew it was bad.
Yeah,
Well, here's another problem I have
Yeah.
with it as well, is the fact they're trying to act like she's better than Iron Man in every way, and it's like Iron Man had to
Oh.
make his suit in a cave.
Yep. In a
prison.
cave. Yep.
Like,
And
no,
he
no,
was-
she is though, because like she is okay, and I'm saying this sarcastically.
Yeah, she's
Because
so
if you
much
watch
better.
The trailer, if you watch the trailer, she can already call her suit to herself, right? Remember when Tony was just coming up with that in Iron Man 3?
Oh yeah.
It took us
Yep.
3 movies to get him to like perfect the art of him calling his suit to himself, and he didn't like really perfect it either. It was perfected in in the Avengers movie where he's falling trying to call his suit to himself, and he almost
Yeah, it was
dies
the first
doing
time he did that, right? I'm
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah,
that
yeah.
was
But
like
in
new
this one, it just
technology.
skips all of those steps, and she can just do it.
Yeah, and she had time too. You gotta remember too. He was like being like interrogated, tortured, and everything. She has all the time in the world. She's living a life. She's not in a cave, trapped.
Mhm.
And so I don't know. I just don't like the presentation of Ironheart.
It's because there's nothing earned. There's nothing earned there.
Nothing
100%.
original either.
Well, and
Alright,
Steph,
let's-
that's easy to do when you steal, Stark technology. You can do all the shortcuts. See,
Yeah, she steals it all. Never forget that in the comic books, in her origin, she got motivated to become a scientist because her third grade teacher, and this is real, she wanted the teacher to oppress her and tell her she couldn't be a scientist. And then the teacher said, "I'm sorry, but I'm not a racist." And then she shamed the teacher for not shaming her, and then
What?
the teacher oppressed her.
Who writes
Yeah.
this?
What?
Wait,
Yeah.
wait, what?
That's right.
that reminds me
I'm
of the
not
episode
making
of
that
South
up.
Park where Mr.
Yeah.
That
Harrison gets pissed
explanation
that his
just hurt
dad
my
didn't molest him.
brain.
That's
Yeah,
that
that's the
high-powered
reason that she
writing.
became a scientist. She wanted to prove her white teacher wrong.
And she was like, "I don't give a shit if you want to be a scientist or not."
It's
And
that
then-
convoluted to me.
Oh my god.
All right,
You
let's
never
watch this.
loved me.
Let's watch this trailer. Break this-
Yeah.
Let's break this down.
You never put me down so I could rebel
I love
against your comments.
I love
Right
that
at the
they
beginning, Brian Coogler.
right away. Man,
Yeah, that's about all they got going for this. And the only reason he's even
know.
attached to this shit is because he directed the Wakanda Forever movie she
He-
premiered in. I
he
bet.
probably
Yeah.
regrets it now after Sinners.
Oh, they use
Shit.
I laughed
Well, they
so
use
fucking-
him in
I
the.
laughed so much when I saw that
Oh,
like,
yeah.
right at the start. Ryan Coogler. Everybody
yeah,
go
what-
watch
what's
it.
the movie
It's got
Sinners
Ryan
good, by
Coogler
the way?
attached to it.
Didn't you
Sinners
guys
is
watch
good. I
the
liked
making
it.
of video that came out the day before this? He's all over in that because they are trying to push the fact that he's an executive producer more than anything they can.
Oh, he's
Mhm.
just oh shit, you're right. He just executive produced
Yeah,
it.
he's just executive producer.
He
Like,
probably
that's
just
it.
sitting in an office like, what do you
Yeah.
think of this?
He's
And
in the
sit-
making
sit
of.
up.
He's in the making of. He's in the
Yeah.
making of like more than she
Executive
is.
producer.
No, I'm serious. Like
He's
he's in
got
the making
no
of it more than
involvement.
she is.
He's a good director. Sinners was, and I liked the first. I liked the first.
So how
Black
much was
Panther movie.
Sinners like From Dusk Till Dawn though?
I mean,
definitely inspired by it.
It was inspired by, but it was there was definitely some differences involved.
They're
Are we
really
going to
trying
shit
to
on
ride
movies that
on
are
his-
inspired
ride his
by other
coattails
movies
right
now,
with
Tom?
this-
I mean,
this
it's-
No,
marketing.
no. I'm just gonna throw a hissy fit because that movie's gonna end up winning Best Picture and Best Director, and they still keep snubbing Tarantino. Yet his B movie is the same thing.
Well, Tarantino didn't direct From Dusk Till Dawn, though.
Doesn't matter. He wrote it.
Yeah, that's true.
He didn't direct it.
Yeah, he
still
did.
that was
wrote it.
Rodriguez.
That's
His
Rodriguez,
Mexican
yeah.
equivalent did.
I love that he wrote himself into that foot fetish scene too.
Bro,
Yeah,
I
that's-
don't know.
Wouldn't you, motherfucker?
Bro,
If you were
that-
faced with the opportunity, wouldn't you?
dude,
Like,
I'm
come
not, I'm not into feet, Tom.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
wait,
matter
wait,
about
I'm
the
not a
feet. You'd
fan
still
at
write it the
all.
way you would like it.
wait,
Doesn't
back-
matter. You're
Now,
missing my
Selma
point.
Hayek was putting them titties in my face.
That's
Wait,
my point.
wait,
Okay, so
if
in your
it-
version,
hang
it's
on.
the titties.
wait,
My question is, would he still
Selma
put
Hayek
himself
got-
there? Would he still put himself there if it was Brie Larson?
No.
wait, we're not.
She
Yeah,
would
he
not
would
be in this
100%.
movie.
It doesn't matter.
There's
It-
no
he-
way he
doesn't
would like those
matter, it's
gnarly
just
ass
the
motherfuckers.
foot. He
As long as it's
totally
got 5 toes,
You
there's
don't
enough
understand
there.
foot
How much
fetishes,
is
Steph.
enjoying
No
him.
way.
I
Bro, I
don't
didn't-
understand foot guys at all.
Wait.
No.
So wait, we're not pro feet here. Like, whoa, back up. Why?
No,
wait,
if you're
am I,
pro feet, you're
Hey,
pro
I don't
feet.
I don't
Like,
judge
if you
another
wanna,
man's
like,
kink. I'm just
No,
saying
no.
for me,
Yeah,
if
you,
you got
you're
the
telling
foot
me you don't look at some,
fetish, like,
you
then
don't
that's-
look at some
that's cool.
grippers,
Like,
and you're
you
not
do
saying
what
like that's
you do.
amazing. Like what?
I'm saying
No.
if that's your thing, that's fine. I just don't get the feet thing. I don't get feet.
Do your
Bro.
thing. If feet is your thing, like do that. Yeah, go for it. But like, yeah.
That's my point. Feet or
No,
no
I-
feet, that's not the point. The point is if you had the opportunity
she
to
was
write
so
yourself
bad
into
in
this scene, Flash, would you not?
No, I
Look at
went
that
sucking
snake.
her feet, dude.
I,
That's
no, I'm not
no,
talking about that
dude,
foot
no,
part.
No,
but you
dude,
just- oh my god, he
Tarantino
totally
is
ignores me
a-
every time I say something.
No, Tarantino is an amazing man for doing that though.
Everyone
Is
What,
wants
that-
to
what
see
did you
that
want to
scene.
say,
scene?
Tom?
I don't even know what it's
I want to
about.
hear Tom's point now. What were you going
It's
to
about
say?
this
No,
beautiful
because
woman
he keeps
dancing.
ignoring it. He just wants to say what he
Hang
wants
on.
to say.
Flash, shush. What are you going to say, Tom?
I say it doesn't matter about the feet. Take the feet part out. You would still write it for yourself. So you'd have her tits in your face. Big difference.
Okay,
But there's no
I'll
tits
go
in
with
his
that.
face,
That's
Tom.
fine.
It's a foot.
Well, she,
True.
they're in
Yeah.
her face.
But
they're
he
in her
wanted
face
to
right
make
now.
sure the
Grippers,
feet
bro.
were there. That's the point. Like he wanted to make sure the feet.
He
were...
wanted to
mean-
make sure he got what he wanted out of this situation, and he got it.
Oh my
He got
God.
paid for it.
I haven't seen this. That's
It
crazy.
He got
it is
paid to
Selma
do
Hayek.
this shit, motherfucker. That is
Nah.
a win-win.
Dude, that is a win, bro. Like who
That
would
is a
ever
super win.
Dude, who
Dude,
turns
I,
that down?
I
dude?
guarantee you
Dude.
he nutted, dude.
No,
By the way,
dude,
Of course he did. He's got the
Hey, look.
negatives watching him on loops,
I
motherfucker.
guarantee
He's
it.
like,
who turns that down, bro? You can't turn down the grippers, bro.
why do you think he bought that theater?
When did that movie come out?
1996,
he
5,
can't
Oh, that's,
write-
7, or
that's-
6,
that's the
7.
theater.
Okay. Damn.
You've never seen that movie?
I thought I did, but I don't remember that.
You
He
should
even
watch
has
it,
Juliette
man.
I'm thinking of
Lewis.
something else. It was-
That's
He
a
even has
banger
Juliet-
movie.
You're
Is that the
forgetting the
one where
part where he
they end
also
up,
has
like, killing
Juliet
some, like,
Lewis turn to him
vampire
and say,
thing?
"Would you eat my please?"
Oh, that's right. That's right.
They turn into vampires.
Yeah. Okay. So I
I
saw
find
the
it
movie, like,
hilarious that we
I don't
started
remember that,
watching
though.
this trailer about half an hour ago, and we're literally 3
Well, I
seconds.
Nobody gives a
well-
fuck about this shit.
Well, one confession though, I never watched that movie, but I've seen that clip a lot. That's all.
Oh,
I'm
you
saying.
should
From
watch
Dusk
that
Till Dawn
movie,
is a
dude. What are you
killer movie.
You know
doing?
what?
After
I'm
It is
with
one of the
you. I've
greatest.
never seen
Yeah.
that movie,
Oh,
but
are
I've
you
seen that
shitting
clip
me?
so many times because it's just
Oh my
passed by.
god!
Oh, that
Yeah,
movie
you've
is so
never seen the
good.
movie?
You need
We
to
got red
watch
pussy,
it.
we got black, we got white pussy,
need
we
to
got
watch that movie
Spanish
tonight.
pussy.
Pussy,
pussy.
Tonight.
You can buy cheaper anywhere else. Fuck it.
I like that they had the bartender from Desperado in that scene, like playing the guitar.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
It's
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
whole cast.
Oh, you
from
got Los
Desperado.
Lobos in there. You got, oh god, Danny Trejo's in that motherfucker.
Everybody's in this movie. Yeah.
Oh, it's such a
What's the
banger,
name?
man.
Yep.
Dust Till Dawn
Tom
is
Savini.
a banger.
I think James Brown's in it too.
It's a
Like
great movie.
Yeah.
No, I guarantee you, Ryan Coogler, like, they probably waited to drop this trailer till after Sinners was out because that was probably part of.
It
Ryan
got a
Coogler's-
hit now. Let's drop it.
Dude, what do you mean they waited? They waited
Nah, I
2
think they
years
were
to
banking
drop
on
this
his name.
trailer.
Right, but I mean,
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
think
saying
they're
is
banking on
Ryan
his
Coogler
name.
probably said, if you're going to use my name, do it after Sinners is released.
I don't think he said that. I think they figured now's a good time to do it,
Dust-
and they knew
Dustin
to drop it
the
on the
Wind-
same day as Superman
Well,
because they knew
Dustin
it was
the
gonna
Wind
be
says
buried.
Clooney,
That
but
might
let's
have
be
been the
real.
plan, though,
Clooney.
because
Clooney has been in some
Wakanda
good
Forever.
shit.
No, I think they're trying to bury this movie though. I think they legitimately know it's gonna fail.
Well, it's a
that's
show, but
definitely-
yeah.
Well, if
Is-
they were gonna
it seems
bury
like-
it,
Oh,
they
yeah,
would
sure.
release
seems
it
like
at
the-
once.
It seems like the sort of thing where like they kind of
feel like
like
they wanted to
know that they already
cancel
put the money into it, and they just kind of got to like release it now, I guess.
Well,
I
they put the
think-
money into it. You got to think. 2 years ago, this is when they were just throwing hundreds of millions of
Well, I
dollars.
think
at
Dante
shit.
and I
this-
were
this
talking
is
about this
before,
the other
like,
day.
A lot of people started critiquing DEI policies and whatnot.
Well, we've heard about this a few times now, and I think, and I heard similar things, and I think Dante said the same thing the other day when we were on with George. Like, the only reason they can't get rid of this is the optics.
Yeah, they couldn't
Of
couldn't
course,
bury this
yeah.
at all.
Yeah,
They
we're
can't
the
bury
Ironheart
this.
thing. We're
Yeah,
not
no,
going to
that's
release
true.
it after all.
What is the do we know what the budget is on this show?
Probably
This
hundreds of
series?
millions of
Oh,
dollars.
$100
yeah,
million.
it's
Probably-
typically 400, 500 million. Easy.
And the rumor is they changed her costume too. So like, they went
Around-
and redid all the CGI on her iron suit too. I heard.
you know that's gonna be
Yeah.
expensive.
I think around that time they were like throwing hundreds of millions of dollars at it. So like the average was like 150 million for
Wow.
these Disney Plus shows. So yeah.
And it wouldn't surprise me if that was getting closer to the 200 million, to be honest. Like when we hear these reports of what they're actually saying are the budgets for these things, and they're not actually the budgets when they finally release tax reports or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, they
It's
leave out
kind
like
of like-
advertising or something.
It's revealing when they come out and say, or when we've got to assume that something like this is only $150 million.
Just
I
want to
think
say,
I-
chat, we're almost there. If someone just
Oh.
buys like one comic, we'll have to do a shot.
Bro, please don't, please don't. I can't.
$22.
Do it!
No, do it. Do it. That's how I feel some
Next
weeks.
TV,
No,
take a shot.
yeah.
You're gonna kill me.
Rhino will take two. He'll take Chibi.
Let's
too.
go!
Dude, that's how I
No.
feel some weeks.
It's a lot cheaper than $100.
It is.
Just saying.
That is
Oh.
actually buy the comic and all you get is a shot in return.
Buy it again. Buy it often.
Buy it again. Buy it
Buy
often.
it often.
Buy it
Yeah.
once a week.
Wait, so
Once
wait,
a-
I buy it every week, buy it every day.
Buy it every week.
Do that. Play the clip. The buy my book. Buy my book.
Yeah, buy
Buy
yeah,
more
yeah,
than
buy it
one in
often.
case you want to read it.
Buy my book. Buy my book. Buy my book. Buy my book.
Keeps cutting me off like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I know, Tom. I keep getting that too.
He's waiting. He's waiting
Drunk.
for someone to buy the
Seriously,
book.
dude. We haven't
What's
seen you
going
for
on?
so long. You should come on FlashCast and promote your book.
I was just talking to him before the stream started. Trying to get him because he's going to that Dallas Expo. So I'm trying to get him. I'm going to send him a Peacemaker comic. I want him to see if he can get John Cena to sign it because he's going to be there.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I'm
John
supposed
Cena
to go to
follows
that
him.
Dallas.
I want to go, but it's like I already have to go to Dallas.
Oh yeah, let me know when you're in Dallas. That way I can drive up there. It's not too far away.
Yeah, I will for sure.
Yeah.
I got to go out there to sign the book. So like 2 times, in like 2 months. It's tough.
I think it's very stupid to release this show right before the Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Oh,
gonna
100%.
It's
But
gonna
I
be-
don't think Fantastic Four is going to be anything special either, to be honest.
Yeah,
with
but
you.
this show is going to hurt it.
Yeah, no, I agree. It 100%
Yeah.
going to be bad PR for Fantastic Four. 'cause
It ain't
people are
gonna hurt
be-
it any more than Captain America did.
And
Well,
what a
no.
waste that Mephisto is in this.
Yeah,
I
that's
know.
Fucking
Yeah.
waste,
I
dude.
know.
Wait,
Like-
wait. Mephisto is in what now?
Mephisto's
In
an
this
Ironheart.
Ironheart.
series.
It's
He
where
is?
the
Yeah.
villain gets his powers from it. Like he's wearing it's the hood. Like that
Wait.
Mephisto owns that.
Go
Yeah,
to that
so-
part of the trailer.
Sasha
Wait,
we're
Baron
gonna
Cohen.
play the whole
Sacha Baron
thing.
Cohen
We're-
is
Wait,
playing
when we're talking about
Mephisto.
Mephisto, we're
He
talking
actually looks good as Mephisto. I'm not gonna lie. Like I saw he looked good as Mephisto.
So wait, when we're talking about Mephisto, we're talking about like the demon, right? Like we're talking about
Yeah.
Hey, the
Yeah.
King of Hell.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
We're
people
talking about
thought
the
he was
man
going to
affiliated
appear
with
in
Ghost Rider,
WandaVision,
correct?
but he didn't.
Yes, that Mephisto.
We're talking about
he
Mephisto,
rules
the
hell.
character of Mephisto.
Okay,
He-
what? I did not know he was an Iron.
Yeah, he's being played by Sacha Baron Cohen.
I don't like Sacha Baron Cohen, but he's not a bad actor.
Okay, but here's what's
Yeah,
stupid.
his voice
so,
actually sounds really good. I'm not gonna lie.
So you're gonna
Yeah.
you're gonna bring in Mephisto.
Not a fan of the guy, but I'm also not a fan of Pedro Pascal. But
yeah. me
I
either.
recognize that they can act.
But
Yeah.
But
I got a
wait.
question,
You're gonna bring in Mephisto for this show and not WandaVision?
Well, no, it's not
Exactly.
even that.
That's where he should
Yeah,
have
a
showed
lot
up
of
for the
people
first
thought he was
time.
going to be in WandaVision.
He was supposed to be.
Yeah, a lot of people thought he was going to be in WandaVision, and then it ended up being Agatha.
No, but
Yes,
here's
it
another
was
thing.
Agatha all along.
Why is he not being like first introduced in like Ghost Rider, like a Ghost Rider movie or something? Like what?
Yep.
Like that seems like the most sense.
Or maybe
That
Doctor
would make
Strange too,
sense.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
even Doctor Strange
Yeah.
should make more sense, especially after what happened in
Yeah,
like
because
the multiverse one.
they back and forth all the time in the comics. So that would have made sense, but
Yeah.
you know, what do we know?
And that's the problem, is because it's gonna make Ironheart mandatory to watch if you're wanting to get everything. And I don't like that, because if Mephisto's in, he's gonna be very relevant with the upcoming stuff.
dude, Mephisto is such a major character.
Yeah.
I can't believe that they brought him into this.
Because that's gonna make people have to watch this. It's
Yeah,
not
I
gonna
think
be
TV's right. It's like
I would love to see
desperation.
him in the movies making deals and manipulating people.
Him
like,
being in this is a direct
he's one of my
response-
favorite Marvel villains, actually.
Him being in this is a direct response to everybody going, where the is he when WandaVision came out?
I
Yeah.
like
Remember the pe-
Mephisto.
And the people behind WandaVision are like, Mephisto who? Because they had no
Yeah.
who the it
Yeah.
was.
No, but it's like, why add him though in this? Like, they could have delayed it. I mean, it doesn't make sense because it's gonna make people
Like
watch
you just said, it's a reason
Because-
to get people
Yeah.
to watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because
no,
that was the
but-
one
because
thing
they're
that people were
desperate.
bitching about with WandaVision. When they're like, where the
because
fuck
they're
is
but it's
Mephisto?
not. The problem is, it's going to make his character look bad. It's not gonna. It's not gonna save the show. It's gonna make people.
You act like
do
Disney
they
knows
ca-
what the they're
care?
doing. That's
Do they
fine.
do they care about making their characters look bad? They've made all their characters look bad for the past decade.
Because dude,
They
I've been
don't care.
waiting.
They don't care about making characters look bad, especially
they-
characters that
they give-
people
they-
think
they
are
give
good
zero
or that they
shits.
people
No,
like.
You're 100% right, but it irks me because it's like I like Mephisto, especially with like the
Oh,
whole Ghost Rider
100%.
stuff. Like he's a cool
Yeah.
character,
Welcome
I was
to
like-
Disney Marvel.
dude. That's awful, man. I didn't even know he was in Ironheart. That makes me really upset.
These motherfuckers can't even make a Blade movie, dude. Like,
Dude,
And they were trying to figure out how to make him gay or something.
they can't figure this shit out. They don't know what the they're doing. They're gonna. Did you hear about the Fantastic Four? Because everybody's been talking so much about Superman, they've been ignoring the Fantastic Four. Supposedly, the Fantastic Four had a horrible test screening. Did
Yeah,
you
I
hear
heard
about this,
that.
Dante?
I did hear
Yeah.
about
Yeah, I heard about it.
wait, what happened with this test grading? Like, explain.
It was so bad, and I don't know exacts, but somebody dies at the end, I guess, and that really pissed off the audience. And some people are saying it was the Thing.
Okay, so
Oh,
I
no.
No.
okay. So can I
Wow.
talk about what I think is gonna happen? Can I talk about it?
Absolutely.
She-Hulk. is gonna
So
be
my
in the movie?
opinion on probably what's going to happen in Fantastic Four's movie. I'm not a comic book reader, so this is not really like a spoiler. But basically, my assumption, since we know the Avengers Doomsday movie's coming out, we know the Fantastic Four is going to be in a separate universe. I'm going to take an educated guess that the world or something is going to end, and they're going to have to travel to the main universe of the Marvel.
Yeah, that's
timeline.
probably likely.
Yeah, and that's probably what
That's pretty
happened.
much guaranteed.
Yeah,
The
so
other people who-
basically. Oh, continue.
Because
sorry.
they show
no,
up
you're
at the
fine.
end of the end credits for Thunderbolts. They
Thunderbolts,
see
yeah.
I don't
them
think that's
coming
going to
into the
happen in
universe.
Doomsday, though. I think that's going to happen in Secret Wars.
I'll tell you what, though, Tom. If that's true and the
Yeah.
Thing dies, guess what that confirms?
Hmm.
She-Hulk becoming a Fantastic Four
I-
member,
No
just
way.
like she did in the comics, because
No.
she is a
No.
reserve member,
No,
and that would
no.
totally
There
work
was people
because that's
talking
the
about that,
fist
but-
She's gonna,
of the
she's gonna
group.
work her way into the Fantastic Four.
No,
the
but wait,
rumor
wait.
though
John
is that that's
Byrne,
what
baby.
Okay, so just time out though. Like the reshoots that we heard about last week, that's supposedly what they're doing is reshooting the ending. So whoever they
to
kill, I
change
guess,
it from
is
that.
to change it. Yeah. So, and I think you're right, Flash, because I think that's the reaction some people were having, because it wasn't even so much that it was the death of the Thing; it was the fact that they knew they were going to bring in She-Hulk. Like they're like, I don't
Oh man, that would confirm because I called it. I said they're gonna try to slide her into the team to make her relevant because she is a reserve member of the Fantastic Four,
And
and,
can
for a
you-
long time, when the Thing stayed on Battleworld, she joined the team full time.
Yeah.
The John Byrne run, which is a really good run, by the way.
Is
She-Hulk is great in the comics. Don't get turned off to She-Hulk.
and I could see them doing
in
that
the
because they want
comics.
2 women and 2 men in the team. Then
Yep.
see, that's yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Is what's her name? The girl that plays She-Hulk. Is she gonna be in it?
Tatiana
Oh.
Maslany. No,
Yes,
she's
Tatiana
not
Maslany.
supposed to be in it, but I guess the audience reacted that way because they were there was enough people that knew that that's probably what they were setting up.
Why
with
they were
this.
doing it, yeah.
Yeah,
and
so,
they
like-
they
Well,
obviously
hold on a
then
second,
used
And this
that-
is all rumor. This is all rumor, guys. We just know they had a bad test screening. That's the only
That
thing
list
we can
of
really
chairs,
confirm.
that chairs trailer that they did, was the Thing's actor on those?
I thought he was.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. So
He
I don't
was,
think
yeah.
that's the case. Yeah.
So he survives then.
There's some other. Well, it could be a misdirect as well.
No, what if they did Reed Richards?
The other one was some people were
actually
saying it
think-
was Johnny Storm, but like was his name on there too? I don't remember, but I think he was. So either way,
I actually think Reed Richards is going to become the maker of
Yeah,
You think he'll
right.
become the maker? Hmm.
Yeah,
I think you're right.
I do, because Pedro Pascal is really old. Can you think he
hate
can? How old is he? 50? How old's Pedro
Easily,
Pascal?
yeah.
Unless that was what the ending was, is we get.
What's his age?
yeah.
Hold on, let me.
He's
check.
about
The maker's
He's
pretty
50.
sick though.
He was right at 50.
I was gonna say, yeah, he's got to be close to 50.
I
yeah.
hate what they did with
He's
John
50
Krasinski
years
because
old.
John
Exactly.
Krasinski in this this Fantastic Four movie would just be like the best, I think.
I agree.
So,
like with the
real
other
quick,
casting that
we're
they've
gonna-
got in there, if
we're
they
gonna-
had to put John Krasinski in, like
we're gonna watch this trailer, but real quick,
Spaghetti.
Pedro Pascal is 50 years old. Okay, so you keep him around for what, 10 years? He's gonna be 60. So I think they're gonna turn him into the maker and turn him into a villain, and then disband
Well,
the Fantastic Four in the MCU.
how
That's
old
been
is
my
Robert-
theory
how
for a
old-
long time. Cuck Pacal will be all for that.
Yeah, it's
Remember-
not a bad theory actually.
Remember, Pedro Pascal was like their 10th choice for this role. Like a lot of people turned the role down.
Well,
Yeah,
let me
because
ask
that
everything
is.
sucks
how
right
old
Why
now.
do
is
you think
Robert
that
Downey
is?
Jr.? How old is Robert Downey Jr.?
Oh, like he's
Old
probably
enough
close
to be your
60.
grandpa.
Yeah.
So
Um,
think about those two ages.
Yeah, but he's
for a
only going to be
second.
around for a couple movies.
I know, and so is Pedro.
And he
Pascal.
wears a mask.
So is Pedro Pascal for two.
I
movies.
think Flash is right. I think they're gonna somehow do a switcheroo. We're gonna think it's gonna be Doom as the big bad, and then it's gonna turn out to be Reed Richards. I think he's right.
Well, no, here's the thing. So I've been having like a theory on the upcoming Doomsday movie and stuff. I'm not a comic book reader, so I don't know. But I think the reason why they chose Robert for Doom is they're gonna probably do like that reenactment where Doom fights Thanos, but it's gonna be like that fight from Infinity
I don't
War.
think that's going to happen.
You don't
It's-
think
they're-
so?
The
No,
rumor
they're doing
going
Battle
around
World,
is,
man.
Yeah, the rumor going around is the reason he looks like Tony Stark is so he could infiltrate the Avengers.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
They're not gonna like bring
Real-
Thanos back ever, are they?
He's going to be the infamous Iron Man.